Good morning, it's July 17th, and this is To My Liberal Friends. If you're watching this on TikTok and you enjoy the content, I would encourage you to go over it and sign up on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Earlier this week, I talked about the problems that Democrats will face in future presidential elections after the 2030 census. It's a real problem and could change presidential elections for that entire decade. But right now, Democrats are trying to focus on the 2026 midterm elections, and that means they have to come up with a message. The problem is they're still fighting among themselves over what that message should be and how they should present themselves to the voters. It's hard enough being the party out of power in normal times. It's more difficult when the ruling party dominates the daily narrative by notching big wins at home and abroad. A recent CNN poll put the Democrats' favorable rating at a record low, somewhere between 20 and 29%, depending on the poll. And they have only themselves to blame. They're not out in the media with a positive message, while Trump is dominating the media because he's out talking to them. Could you imagine Joe Biden meeting with the media as much as Donald Trump does? Well, up in New York, the Democratic primary nominated a socialist and far-left extremist in Zohran Mamdani as their candidate for the next mayor. He's running on a platform of free everything, and he won't disavow the slogan, globalize the intifada. He said that seizing the means of production is something we firmly believe in, and that I don't think we should have billionaires. Well, I'm not sure exactly what seizing the means of production is. Does he want to nationalize or cityize the industries there? Does he want to have the city take over everything? I know he wants to have city-run grocery stores. If Mr. Mamdani wins, Republicans will use him to trash all Democrats in the 2026 midterms. Out in Arizona, the primary on Tuesday, the daughter of Raul Grijalva, a far-left member of Congress that recently passed away, won convincingly over four other candidates. She was considered the establishment Democrat and was backed by both senators as well as Bernie Sanders and AOC. When that's the establishment Democrat, you begin to realize just how far left the party's leaning. She defeated Deja Fox, a 25-year-old social influencer who was backed by David Hogg, the recently removed vice chair of the DNC, who continues to live up to his promise to challenge any establishment or older Democrat. That's not the Democrats' only problem. Grassroots activists are urging congressional Democrats at town halls to fight dirtier and get in the mud. Anger isn't a strategy, it's a tone that could turn off up for grabs voters. Anyone who hates President Trump is already energized. What he says and does will keep those partisans riled up. But others who are open to voting for Democrats in 26 need much more, including a reasonable agenda that isn't out on the fringe. The enthusiasm in the party exists mainly on the left is a problem for Democrats hoping to convert these swing voters. The National Fighting Oligarchy Tour of Bernie Sanders and AOC brought out progressive true believers this spring, but made the Democratic Party appear even more distant from the mainstream. Democrats are missing the boat on issues too. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, who is up for re-election next June, can improve her chance in a liberal city by condemning the Border Patrol's removal of violent criminals and aliens, demanding that immigration and customs enforcement agents leave right now. But that paints Democrats generally as soft on border security and crime. When the Justice Department brought charges against Antifa demonstrators threw rocks and other things at federal officers up in Spokane, Washington, the Democrats rushed to defend these criminals, calling them peaceful protesters. I wonder if Senator Patty Murray would think it peaceful if conservatives attacked her vehicle and threw rocks and fireworks at it. I wonder if she would consider it peaceful if they showed up at her home and threatened her family. Democrats would be smarter to continue returning violent criminal illegal aliens to their home countries, albeit with due process. They can do this while opposing the deportation of people who came here illegally many years ago but have clean records, work hard, pay taxes, and contribute to America's prosperity. Polls suggest that's a big winner. Even President Trump is backing off on some of that, saying farm workers and other workers, we're not going to go after them. Transgender issues are another Democratic problem. It'd be wise to accept a ban on men and women's sports while defending parental rights. It's dumb to attack the Supreme Court for letting religious parents opt their kids out of public school classes advocating gay rights and sexual boundary pushing. The Democratic Party is failing to come up with any major issues to resonate with voters. Democrats lack leadership and a compelling message. Maybe blind opposition to anything Mr. Trump does will be enough to sweep the midterms, especially if the economy weakens. Even so, effective leadership that shaped a forward-looking agenda and undercut the White House on important issues would produce a bigger Democratic victory but so far it seems lacking. After last November's Republican victory, perhaps it was destined to be a bad stretch for Democrats. But their leaders, Senator Chuck Schumer, Representative Hakeem Jeffries, and DNC Chairman Ken Martin, have been remarkably inept. Then there are the Bidens. Hunter Biden this week trashed Democrats for banning his father, who would have been a sure win in November. Right. Does anybody believe that? The once mighty Democratic Party today is run by political midgets who aren't selling much that's appealing. It's almost to make you feel sorry for them. Almost, but not quite. This has been To My Liberal Friends. Thanks for listening. Again, if you enjoy the podcast and listen through it, hit the subscribe button.